Good morning. Today is February 21st, 2026. Currently 6:32 a.m. And today is the last day of the game jam I'm participating in. Technically, it ends tomorrow, but I know I'm not going to have time tomorrow morning or really any time tomorrow. So tonight is effectively the end for me. I haven't made as much progress as I wanted to. I guess I've been a lot more busy than I expected, and it's been a while since I did any game development. So my skills and my, I guess just the way my brain is working is not really locked into game dev. There were a lot of problems I had that I knew should be easy, but I couldn't think about how to do it. Like I forgot how, and I had to open up old projects and go through and remember, oh right, that's how this works. Uh, so there were a lot of little roadblocks that also meant that the little time I had wasn't as effective as it could have been. But that's okay. I can always try again with another game jam, and I think what this has proved is I can make time to work on something, uh, which is nice because I previously wasn't really doing anything for myself. So I don't know. I think I'll have to reflect on it and see if I want to do game dev or something else. I don't have much time available, so I need to decide what it is I really want to focus on and spend my free time on. One thing game dev kind of requires is as much focus as possible, to the point where even if I'm not working on my game, I'm thinking about my game. I'm planning it out in my head, what features it'll have, what the gameplay will be like, stories, theme, uh, problems I might run into, like coding, architecture, all of that. And it becomes difficult for me to focus on the other parts of my life that are more important. So, as much as I love game dev, I don't know if I want that to be my main hobby right now. I'll have to think about it. Otherwise, I have been having a good time. I've got a couple other friends who are also working on their own games, so it's been fun to see their progress and I guess share videos and photos of what we're working on to keep each other motivated. That's been nice. So I guess with today being my last day, uh, I'm going to jump in right after this video and start working on my game and see what I can finish before the deadline tomorrow. I'm I'm like 60% the way there for the main gameplay loop, but the last 40% is the hard part, I guess. And I still need to tie it all together, which is also difficult. But I'm hoping I'll have time this morning to get as much of that done as possible, and then later in the evening, if I have time, I can put a build together and upload it. And that will be my game jam. I'm trying to convince myself that this is an accomplishment. When I compare it back to previous game jams, it's really nowhere close, but I'm also not in the same position I was in then, where I had unlimited free time and lots of energy to get things done. Like there are games that I've made in 48 hours that are like 10 times the content and fun compared to this. But it is still an accomplishment because of how my life is now and who I am now, and because it's something I can say I got done. So I am trying to be proud of it. But it's difficult when you have past expectations on yourself. I have been practicing trying not to be a perfectionist and to just accept things as they come, and it's been difficult, but I think this is a step forward in doing this game jam, because at the end of it, even if I'm not happy with what I've created, I will still publish it, which makes it public and other people can see it. And that's, when I think about it, that's what it's all been about, is trying to practice putting myself out there and not restricting myself to my safe space where everything is perfect in my mind. Because the real world is not perfect. And it's, I think, a core part of any of the unhealthy habits I've had with a gaming addiction and stuff, where in my mind and in those game worlds, everything can be perfect. Or at least it feels perfect in my head. And I think that makes it easy to not suffer from, but fall victim to escapism and focusing more on those perfect worlds than your real life, which ultimately just makes your real life even worse. Yeah, you put so much energy just into thinking about those ideal situations that everything that happens in real life that isn't perfect feels worse than it should. And it kind of continues a loop of, or I guess reinforces the idea that the things in your head are better than the things in real life. So I think that's one of the main reasons why I tend to overthink things, because it feels better to think about things than it is to do something. Because it's difficult to do a game jam and actually create the game, and it doesn't match the game in your head, which is fun and perfect and has everything done. So I am proud that I've gotten something done, and I will be more proud once I've published it, even if it's not everything I want it to be. But it's something. Have a great day. Bye.